My name is Mary if you're new here, and this is our container garden where currently we grow, I would say, most of our vegetables, but not all of our fruits. One of our favorite is the sweet sop. We absolutely love sweet sops. We have quite a few citrus plants. Some of them we don't even know. Of course, we have Akis because we just love it. We have breadfruit, just one plant, and we have a couple of star fruits. We have soursop that is currently producing at all stages. This is another favorite. We absolutely love soursop. We have avocados. We have some little ones and just one plant producing. We have nesberry. We have limes. It's another citrus. We know the lime. We can actually smell and tell that it is the lime tree. This one produced tons of limes. We just ventured into the strawberry field. We have cherry. This is Jamaican cherry and we absolutely love it. We love to pair that with June plum to make juice. Love our June plum and beetroot juice as well. One of our favorites. Absolutely love it. This is pomegranate, and we have quite a few of these. These grow extremely well in the rocks. We have them in containers, just like this banana. They're planted in a container. And this pineapple also. Also new to the garden is this pineapple. And we have plenty of papayas growing. They grow excellent in the rocks and in containers as well. Most of our fruit trees are planted in containers, and then some are in between the rocks, like this guava. And we have two types. This is the pear, the pink flesh, and we also have the one that looks like an apple with white flesh. Delicious mangoes, guys. Plant fruit trees, and the aim is to grow all of our fruits, and so I am planting plenty fruit trees, dwarf varieties that I can plant in containers, because we have a challenge with soil. We don't have soil to plant anything at all in ground, so I'm sourcing dwarf fruit trees and fruit trees that aren't dwarf, but once they root it, what we call bedrock, whether it's rock or a container, they will start to produce, because it's telling the plant there is nowhere else to grow. Now I need to make food, and so I have some fruit trees here that I'm going to plant in buckets that my plants died out of. I have some right over here, but I'm going to put gravel in the lower section because I think the roots were waterlogged for those ones that died. So we can't put a lot of holes in the containers. So what I will do, I can't put a lot of holes so it does not drain quickly, and so the soil clogs up the two drain holes that I put in there. So when I put the gravel down there now, it will kind of prevent the soil from clogging the drain holes. That will act like a little reservoir because the holes are not on the base, they're to the side. Let me get some of the soil back in. All right, so the first one I'm going to plant is, this is a tamarind tree, and we absolutely love tamarind ball. These bear in pods. In case you don't know what a tamarind look like, they're producing little brown pods, and we in Jamaica we enjoy tamarind balls, as well as we just eat them fresh, just like that. I understand they're sweet tamarinds, and I've tasted it from the UK. But the ones we have here in Jamaica, they're very, very tangy, but they have such a really nice flavor, and they make really good juices. And so I can't wait to see this grow in the garden. I can't wait.
Hold on, know that it's time to be strong. Let's all believe in the future. Together we can move on. Raise up your voice and be heard. Calling every generation. All over together. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Turn it up. Win or lose. No backing down. We refuse. We take it over. Sing with me. This is the future. Oh, I believe in Africa. I believe in Africa. I believe in all of us. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I believe in Africa. I believe in Africa. I believe in all of us. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yanara ya sasini. Atangano atangara. Wadenche moshiponde. Africa la la. Africa la la. Africa la la. Amaya tienda la. Bibi sini yesi amare.
All of us gathered here should never forget the famous admonition of the iconic Jamaican reggae star Peter Tosh, when he said, and I quote, "Don't care where you come from. As long as you're a black man, you're an African."
Greetings again, brothers and sisters and cousins from the other races that support our struggle for economic equality with the other races. Welcome to another Black Economic Network video. The focus of this video will be on encouraging Black people in Africa and in the diaspora to produce more food, at least to the level of our basic food needs. Since the war started, since Russia attacked Ukraine a few months ago, I have been commenting on this need, and I would encourage you to go and look back at some of the more recent videos where I commented on a number of related issues to achieving basic food, producing enough for our basic food needs. In this particular video, I will show segments with examples of the different kinds of things that we can produce in the countries where we are the majority or we are significant minorities, and in communities where we live, so that we reduce our dependence on the other races, particularly the old colonizers in Europe and North America, and the new colonizer, mainly China. Whoever controls your food supply can control you, do control you. And especially in the case of China, I will show a slide that mentions what China is doing in genetic engineering to develop certain biological weapons, let's call them biological weapons, that are specific to different racial groups. And we know what has been happening in Africa and in the diaspora, where black people are the majority.
Captain Ibrahim Traore, president of Burkina Faso. Anything is possible with him for the development of his country. He never hesitates to accomplish wonders. The genius, the exceptional president who is changing the fate of his country. The kind of president who gives you goosebumps. This exceptional leader will continue to amaze the world with his ingenuity and revolutionary ideas. He has just adopted a revolutionary decision. A law that changes everything for prisoners and could very well transform the country's economy. Captain Ibrahim Traore, often compared to Thomas Sankara, has just adopted a radical measure regarding prisoners that is already sparking a lot of discussions. So what is it about? Stay tuned until the end to find out. According to him, keeping detainees in prison and feeding them at the taxpayers' expense is an ineffective approach for the country. His solution? A bold and unprecedented reform in Africa. He has passed a law creating penitentiary farms. Yes, from now on, prisoners can work on agricultural farms, and in exchange, they will benefit from a reduction in their sentences. According to this new law in Burkina Faso, 1 month of work equals a 3-month reduction in the sentence for prisoners. A smart way to reintegrate them, while contributing to the country's food self-sufficiency. A revolutionary and productive decision that echoes Sankara's great reforms. Let's remind ourselves that last week, after inaugurating 3 tomato paste processing plants, the first of their kind in the country, Ibrahim Traore has made another powerful move by inaugurating the first wheat flour processing plant in the country, a major advancement for Burkina Faso's economic independence. He has also invited business operators to invest in wheat cultivation, assuring them that the government will support them. Last year, he had already launched an experiment in wheat cultivation, and the results were impressive. A true agricultural revolution is underway in Burkina Faso. This genius will continue to amaze us. We still wonder what he will have in store for us in the coming days. What do you think of this reform for prisoners? A good decision in your opinion? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell so you don't miss any updates. We'll meet again very soon for a new video.
Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your contacts. Thank you.
So here are 10 agricultural business ideas in Africa that is going to be making millionaires and that we want you to be part of it. Yes, indeed, we are talking of agriculture, but we are going to be specifically focusing on the farming sector. And most of the products I'm going to be talking here about are definitely things you've never heard of, or if you've heard of them, you've never thought of cultivating them in Africa. And that's why I would love you to do one thing for me, which is sharing this video so that we get to educate more people on the agricultural potential of Africa. My name is Elvin Chick, and I am here to make sure you attain your financial independence as soon as possible. So the first agricultural product that you could cultivate in Africa that is so lucrative is the sunflower plant. Yeah. Growing up as Africans, we saw that mostly in textbooks, and we didn't even know that it could actually be cultivated for commercial purpose. The sunflower actually has a seed, a black seed, that is being used to produce oil, cooking oil. And the sunflower oil is one of the most expensive oils on the market. You've probably gone to supermarkets and seen sunflower on cooking oil gallons. Where do you think they are coming from? They are actually coming from the sunflower seed. And I won't lie to you that it's not been long that I discovered that the sunflower actually has seeds. Another reason why you should embark on sunflower cultivation is the fact that not only its oil is quite treasured, but also in countries like Cameroon in West Africa, the government actually subsidizes farmers who could produce sunflower for commercial purposes to either sell to the government or process them themselves. So if you didn't know, just as I didn't, that sunflower could actually be used for commercial purpose, now you know, and you should embark on it right now. The next plant we are going to be talking here about is vanilla. Yeah, all of us know about vanilla, but few of us knew that we could actually produce vanilla in Africa. Yeah, that's a crop you could produce in Africa that's going to do so well because Africa has got the fertile soils for that. But ironically, Africa imports vanilla a lot. Africa doesn't really produce vanilla, but imports vanilla a lot. We know almost everyone loves vanilla. We use them in our cakes, our juices, our sweets, our serums, and you name it. We know right now everyone is crazy about birthday parties, anniversaries, weddings, and you name it. They often use vanilla flavor because it is the most loved by everyone, so there's no way you could ever go wrong with the production of vanilla. And investing in vanilla plantation could be a very good investment because not only everyone loves vanilla, but also it is a product that is highly exported worldwide. So even if you don't love vanilla, which I guess you probably do, it is quite a good investment because it actually has a broad market. So if you were wondering what agricultural product to invest your money in, think no more and go for vanilla. Now, the third agricultural product I am going to be talking here about, I know 60% of you watching this video have probably never heard or seen a bitter kola plant. I am not an exception, all right? I recently discovered the bitter kola plant and also discovered how capital extensive and how profitable that product could be. If you didn't know, a bitter kola is a round orange fruit that actually grows on trees. Yeah, just like the avocado plant or mango and apple plant, the bitter kola grows on trees. It's actually very beautiful, and once cracked, you get to remove 3 nuts of bitter kola from each plant. So imagine having just a 1 hectare plantation of bitter kola and the money you could make. Let me give you an idea of the benefits of bitter kola for you to know how important that product is to Africans. The bitter kola plant has a lot of health benefits, but I'm going to be enumerating just a few in this video. The bitter kola reduces alcohol levels in the body, eases gastric, and you know a lot of Africans still make use of herbalists for their treatments. So herbalists also use bitter kola to treat malaria and also cure infections such as sexually transmitted diseases, sexual impotence, glaucoma, that's the eye problem, and bitter kola is also used as an anti-poison. So bitter kola is a medical nut that has a lot of benefits. And I can guarantee you that you investing in Africa, you are not only going to be making millions, but you are also going to be saving lives as well. Isn't that great? So if you're a humanitarian watching this video, just for that reason, you should be right now interested in investing in the bitter kola production. The next product to cultivate in Africa that's so lucrative is soybeans. Soybean oil is one of the most expensive cooking oils on the market. And the good thing with soybeans is that it's a product that is widely consumed worldwide and you could export it. In America, for instance, an average of 11.56 million metric tons of soybean oil is consumed per year. And even right here in Africa, we value soybean a lot because we believe it is lower in cholesterol than the palm oil. Another advantage with soybeans is that it's the main ingredient used in producing animal feed. And we all know that chicken, for instance, is the most consumed meat, and soybeans is used for the production of its feed. So imagine the money you could make from just producing soybeans. In addition to that, another thing that makes soybeans so expensive, lucrative, and important is the fact that the vegan community consumes soy meat as a substitute to beef. And surprisingly enough, some people actually think that soy meat is going to gradually replace beef. Right now, soy meat is highly consumed in areas like the EU and the US. In countries like Belgium, an adult consumes an average of 60 kilograms of soybean per year. And more than 3/4 of soybean produced worldwide is fed to livestock for meat and dairy production. And when we talk of 3/4 here, we are talking about 77% of the total production of soybeans. So just for the fact that soybeans is highly consumed worldwide, and for the fact that its oil is in high demand worldwide, you have every reason to invest in the production of soybean right now. The next agricultural product here is groundnut. Yeah, this could be like a reminder to you because groundnut is quite popular already. But what makes it very interesting is that the demand on the market keeps increasing and the prices keep increasing as the days go by. Let me remind you of the numerous uses of groundnut, especially to Africans. Groundnut is used for cooking oil production. Groundnut is equally used for peanut butter, which a lot of people love, especially in the West. Groundnut or peanut soup is highly consumed in West African countries like Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Gabon, Togo, and you name it. The Cameroonians call it sauce arachide, while the Ivorians call it sauce grain. Groundnut is something you could never go wrong with in Africa. Another reason why you should consider investing in groundnut is that prices of groundnut keep increasing. Do you know that recently the prices of groundnut rose tremendously? A 50-kilogram bag of groundnut that used to be sold for $50 to $60 has risen to a whopping $100 in Cameroon and other African countries. So you could imagine the profit you are going to be making if you invest in the production of groundnut right now. The next product you could cultivate in Africa is corn.
We are the countries of Africa, the planet's second largest continent right after Asia. We are the countries of Africa. There are 54 countries presently that we will teach ya. My name's Algeria, my capital is Algiers. I'm Angola, Luanda's been my capital for years. Benin is my name, my capital's Porto Novo. Botswana is my name, Gaborone is my capital. I'm Burkina Faso, oh Ouagadougou's my capital. My name's
Revolutionary greetings, fighters, and the courageous people of Sophiatown. It is with deep humility and pride and revolutionary commitment that I stand before you today in a place that carries the soul of a people who refuse to be broken. We are here today in Sophiatown, a land soaked in the resistance of those who were forcefully removed to make way for the apartheid regime. It is no coincidence that we gather here for Land Reclamation Day, because this place is the perfect symbol of everything we fight against and anything we are fighting to return. This is a sacred land, land where the bulldozers of white supremacy tore apart families, dreams, and dignity, land that was taken by force and must be returned with equal determination. Today, we raise our voices, not just for Sophiatown, but for all the land that was taken across this country from Eastern Cape to Limpopo, from Karoo to KwaZulu-Natal. We are here to reiterate the call that we must reclaim the land that was stolen from our ancestors. We are here to finish the work of those who were displaced, silenced, and buried. We are here to take the land back without fear, without apology, without compensation. We gathered here today to honor the sacred and the solemn duty, the duty of remembrance and resistance. This day, Land Reclamation Day, is not just a date in our calendar. It is a mirror that forces us to confront the long, bitter shadows of conquest that still hangs over our people. The 6th of April, 1652, fighters, is the year the European colonial project began on the southern tip of Africa. It is not the beginning of history. It is the beginning of dispossession. In that year, Jan van Riebeeck arrived at the Cape, sent by the Dutch East Indian Company. He did not come as a tourist. He did not come as a refugee. He came as an agent of European imperialism to secure land, labor, and resources to sustain the Dutch emperor's maritime trade. He came to build refreshment stations for ships traveling between Europe and Asia. But what started as a trading post quickly turned into a colony. Within years, the Dutch settlers were no longer just merchants. They were landowners, and not by negotiations or invitations, but through encroachment. They pushed the Khoi and the San people off their ancestral grazing land. They erected fences. They brought disease. They killed, they raped, they enslaved, and dispossessed us of land. The Khoi and the San, AmaXhosa, AmaZulu, Basotho, and all indigenous nations suffered under this onslaught. Land was taken with violence, and where it was not seized by the gun, it was taken by fraudulent treaties, false promises, and forced removals. Then came the Britain in 1795, and again 1806. They did not come to liberate us. They came to colonize us further, to expand their empire and exploit the land's minerals and agricultural wealth. Under the British rule, we saw the brutal invasion of native reserves, pass laws, and the systematic engineering of racial capitalism. It is important to understand that the ideology that justified this violence. The colonizers believed they had a divine civilization duty, a white man's burden, to tame the so-called wild Africans. They called us primitive, lazy, and incapable of using land productively. But they forget that when they arrived here, they found us working the land. They did not teach us how to work the land. We've always, without fear, worked this land. And we've always had our own culture, and we've always had our own songs. We were human beings before the arrival of the colonizers. No colonizer must ever claim that they brought civilization to us. We are going to refuse that. Fighters, this lie built the 1913 Land Act, which reserved more than 90% of the land for white people. The people who were less than 10% were owning 90% of the land. This was made possible by the 1913 Land Act. Fighters, we must make sure that we teach the correct history so that our children get to appreciate that the struggle for land does not start in 1913. The struggle for land started from 1652, when they came and stole everything from us. They even stole the cattle. So when we said we want our land with the wealth of this land, we were in the main referring to our own cattle, goats, and sheep that they stole from our parents. We want all of those things returned to the rightful owners. Comrades, economic freedom fighters is at the center and championing the struggle for the return of the land. We must never sleep on this duty. They so wish that we can forget the issue of the land. We will never forget the issue of the land because this land belongs to us. We, as children of Africa, when we are born, they cut us from our mother and they make sure that the umbilical cord is buried on the land. So when you say this land belongs to you, you are not lying. You've got a relationship with this land. You've got umbilical cord relationship with this land. The umbilical cord connected you with your mother. That's why you love your mother and you are sure she is your mother because of that relationship that you had. She moved that relationship into the land. And therefore, when you fight for the land, you must never act confused. You must know that you belong here. This is your home. You don't have two passports. You don't have two homes. This is the only home you know.
Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa the tree of life.
Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your contacts. Thank you.